Okay, so we've got a situation, I think, at the moment where many MSPs, particularly the SMB, the smaller ones, they're just simply too busy, if you like, keeping the lights on with their day-to-day jobs to have enough time and I guess even this sort of energy to develop and grow their business. Is that a fair sort of summary of the situation?
That's right, Phil. So this is like a common thing happening across the globe because we operate and I've been working with MSPs from different regions, starting from New Zealand, Australia, Europe, US, and Canada. And like you mentioned, the SMB MSPs, the small and medium companies, they are too busy keeping the lights on. The owners is generally the most technical guy in the company, whether you like it or not. And the customers that they have, most of them know the owner themselves personally. So whenever they are stuck, they would like to dial in the owner. And so the main guy who is running the show is busy with the IT support, not just 8 hours, I would say more than 10 hours a day, right? So now imagine in a situation where you are just handling the support, you are looking at migrations, you are trying to work on a new project with one of your clients. How do you get time to grow the company? Not really. So you are just busy handling the existing support calls with the few set of customers that they have.
Yeah, and you alluded to it there. That I mean, that basically means they are not creating or they don't have any spare time to put in the effort to acquire new customers, or even just sort of look at what new services are out there for them to onboard themselves. So that they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot there. So, yeah, you obviously see that situation. Is that again a common situation where people are just not growing their business because they're too busy, with the day-to-day stuff?
Two reasons. Yes, I think the most common reason is let's give them a benefit of doubt that the SMB customers wants to grow, but they are too busy, as we discussed, handling the support from the existing customers. The second point, which I've noticed by working with the owners, is that most of them they come from technical background and they don't have any inclination to sales and marketing, right? So that's also one of the reasons I've found out that it is not their liking. It is something that they have not done in their life. And therefore, they feel that, no, I'm good at handling technical stuff. So I don't want to focus on marketing because that's something I've never done in my life. So that is also one of the common reasons I've seen the SMB owners have because of lack of knowledge. And the other bigger problem, like we discussed, is their day is too full handling the IT support.
But it's important for these SMB MSPs. They need to take more control and be more proactive when it comes to sales and marketing. Otherwise, they're going to fall behind some of their competitors. Is that fair to say?
Yes, absolutely. And every business has to grow. I'm not saying that they are doing bad, but then if you look at the growth, I feel that is lacking with most of the SMB MSPs uh, because they don't actively look for new customers. Now, let's say you are handling as an MSP, you have two engineers, you are the owner, you are handling 30, 40 customers, right? Most of them are within the area that you operate in. Now, few of the companies or customers, they don't pay you managed price. So they just call you for break fix support. So whenever they are stuck, they will call you and you solve their problem and they will pay you for whatever time you have spent. So getting a recurring business from the small customers is really difficult. And therefore, as we discussed, acquiring new customers is inevitable. You have to do it, whether you like it or not. And that's why many of the SMB MSPs now they merge with the large companies, which is a trend very prevalent in US these days. because they feel that they are good at handling the support, but they are not good at handling or acquiring new customers, right? So they try to merge with a large MSP.
And in terms of the sort of ways in which they can help themselves, one option to look at is maybe developing some kind of industry specialization, becoming well known in whether it's, I don't know, automotive sector, health or whatever. Is that a fairly, I won't say easy, but one of the most obvious ways in which they can potentially develop their business?
Yes, yes, and I completely agree with that. In fact, I know for a fact one of the MSPs I work with, um, they have developed this specialization. Now if you see on the ground, it is generally IT support, but then they have this reference that they use a lot, and they acquire more customers in the same industry. So the MSP I'm talking about works with an automobile sector, right? So what happened was they got this customer, they handled that customer very nicely, they fixed all the problems, they put in the processes, and everything was perfect for them. And eventually, they built a case study around it. They did some video interviews with that owner, and then they started using it as a reference. So they went to another automobile company in the same area, and they told him that, okay, this automobile A is using our services, and everyone understands, because when you go and meet the same customer and you tell him their pain areas, they immediately relate that, yes, this is my problem as well. And so they acquired the second customer and the third one, and now they sort of specialize in that domain because they know what are the pain areas of the customer, and what jargons to talk to when you are meeting a new prospect of a similar industry. And so their confidence grows. And when you meet a new prospect and you tell him that 10 of your competitors are using my services, you don't need convincing uh, time to onboard that customer, right? So that way they have used it very nicely. And I think this is the same approach that other MSPs can talk about.
Okay, and then I guess another potential area is specialization in technology. I mean, the rise, most obviously, I guess, MSSPs, the security, everyone's talking about cybersecurity. So some of them are focusing on that. Do you think that's another, potentially good way of growing your business by becoming known as a specialist in a particular technology or a couple of technology areas?
Yes, so MSPs now want to become MSSPs because security is something which you can't ignore nowadays. And every customer, initially it was just limited to big customers or enterprise ones, but now even the SMB customers, they demand some sort of security or SOC for that matter. So the MSPs need to upgrade themselves. Now there is an MSP in Switzerland. What they have done is they have worked with a tool from the US, and they have invested in the cloud and the whole infrastructure. They have built in their own team of NOC or SOC engineers for that matters, which is operating 24 cross 7. So what their now strategy is to go and talk to these SMB MSPs and tell them that you don't need to do anything. I've got everything ready. I've got the platform, I've got the insight, I've got the knowledge, and I've got the team to look after your customers' infrastructure from a security standpoint, right? So then they enable them to become an MSSP. So the SMB MSPs can now go and talk to their customers and tell them that I can provide you security service, right? On the back end, let's say these guys are doing it, but they are still, dependent on that original MSP with whom they have signed up a contract, right? So similarly, I also know a few MSPs like the ones in Australia. They specialize into AWS, and they are they are so expert on that AWS. They have got engineers who are certified that any MSP who have an AWS requirement, they talk to them that, okay, I have a project, could you help me? So like you said, by specializing in a technology also can lead you to become, a specialist, and then you can grow your business in that way as well. So that's another avenue to grow your business.
I suppose the big question is how, where do you start, or how does the SMB MSPs, how do you go about developing the business and also your services? I mean, I know it's for everyone it's slightly different, but are there some common things that they need to do to start making the progress to grow the business?
Yeah, I mean, putting it very in a layman's language, like the example that we discussed a few minutes ago, let's say you are an MSP and you have acquired an automobile customer in your region. So, firstly, make sure that the customer is happy, understand the pain areas, document it, and create a collateral out of it. Could be a white paper or a case study. Create a video with that customer and ask him to share his experience by working with you from an IT support standpoint. So, make sure that you get maximum out of your first customers in terms of reference, videos, case studies, and collaterals. And then you go on to digital marketing. Now, I understand as a technical owner, you are not aware of the SEO tools. So partner with a digital agency who can market these collaterals or the services, that portfolio that we have created. And I'm sure in some time, if you do it right, you will get requests from other similar customers in that region, right? So like I said, putting it very simple, there is no rocket science. Make sure that your first customer is happy and you learn out of it, that what problems you have solved in particular, because every industry and domain is different, as we know, right? And then you create the right service from your experience and go and talk to the next customer in the same industry. I'm sure he will not ask you more questions because you have answered everything yourself.
Okay, and in terms of your own organization, Infrassist, where is it that you fit within the sort of landscape that we've been discussing?
So yeah, we are a white labeled MSP. So we work with global MSPs, more than 150 at this stage. And we provide services starting from 24 cross 7 proactive maintenance, which is a knock. And then we provide also help desk engineers, L1, L2 support. So there are MSPs who want to support their customers after hours. So we have 24 cross 7 operations. So we also partner with them and provide them that particular service. We also have a professional services team that can work with the MSPs on one-time projects. So Microsoft is the ecosystem that we are very strong on. So if as an MSP you come to me and you tell me that I want to upgrade my customers intranet portal, or I want to build an intranet portal on SharePoint, so my team will engage with you as an MSP and do consulting, understand the customer's requirement, could possibly go on a call with the customer as well, and create a scope document, share it with yourself, and then once it is approved, we can build a solution together. So we provide technology plus resource support to global MSPs, which is operating 24 cross 7 based out of India.
Okay, and I don't know whether you can name names or not, but are you maybe able to share one or two examples of how you've helped your MSP partners in terms of developing business services?
Yeah. So for instance, we work with an MSP from Switzerland called Interhive. And the SOC platform I was talking about a few minutes ago was, in fact, their story. So we worked with them. My technical director got involved. We got on a call with various SOC platform providers. We filtered them. We selected the right partner we felt in terms of support, price, and other factors. So my team got involved and looking at the whole technical landscape of that platform. And then we had a series of discussions. So we were engaged with the MSP, and it took us 3 months to decide on various services that we could offer to other MSPs who want to become MSSPs, right? And then we also created a team of 24/7 SOC engineers, which are again based out of India. So any MSP who wants to sell security element to their customers, we have the platform, the infrastructure, and the team ready to support them, right? So this is one sort of example where the MSP we work with, he wanted our technical plus resource help, and we engaged with them and created a complete package.
And maybe just in finishing up, any sort of final thoughts or must-dos or observations in terms of MSPs? They want to grow, they want to develop their marketing channels, and I guess the sort of end result of all this, they want to be able to scale up alongside the customers. So just, I guess, one or two sort of key observations, whatever it is, thoughts to leave people as to how to be successful when it comes to growing your business.
Yes, so in my opinion, either you could pick a technology or a platform where you can become an expert. For instance, AWS, the example that we just, heard. You could pick up an industry and be an expert on that, create collaterals, video case studies around them, and go and talk to the same customer, go and talk to another customer in the same industry. So that is also an easy way of acquiring new customers. Create service portfolio and collaterals that you feel can fit in the customers expectations. And then for marketing, if you feel that you don't have much expertise because you have been a technical person all your life, partner with a digital agency. Tell them, sit with them and decide on your goals, that this is what I want to achieve in 3 months or 6 months. Build a plan around them, and then invest in the marketing channel. And I'm sure you will have more customers along the way. But at the same time, I'm sure you are thinking of providing the support. So make sure that you have the engineers and the bandwidth to support new customers. And then last but not the least, my only advice is that if you really want to grow, there are MSPs who say that, no, I'm happy handling 20 customers, 30 customers in my region, so I don't want to grow. That's fine. That's your individual call. But those MSPs who really want to grow from an SMB to SME space, make sure that you at least invest 1 or 2 hours every day in discussing how can you acquire or how can you expand your service portfolio, how can you acquire new customers. If you are partnering or if you have partnered with a digital agency, spend time with them. So make sure that you allocate some time of your day in sales and marketing. Otherwise, if you don't spend time, if you just expect the digital agency to work by themselves, because if you are paying them a fee, that wouldn't work. So your business better than anyone else, and for that to grow, you have to invest time in sales and marketing.
Okay, it's been lovely to chat to you, Alkesh, and some great insights into the world of SMB MSPs and how they can help themselves to grow. So really appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil, for your time, and it was a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks again.